Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I feel like we need to put something right here. Cause like, it's just like, it's such a huge empty space. Oh, mask him up. Mask him up.
COVID is real, y'all.
Yo, you can't even see his face. I feel like that's all of us now.
Right, you can't see the majority of our faces, man.
Right. Yo, but we back, baby.
Woo!
Yeah. Hey, but we back now. Yay.
So because we back, we definitely do not want to hold the audience up. So let's get straight into the intro and get it cracking.
Why are you going corporate? My man came back off his honeymoon and went straight corporate. It's all good though. Let's get it, bro.
Let's get it, baby. 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jibreel Salam
and Mohamed Hassan,
and you are listening to the Young and Muslim Podcast.
Asalaaamu Alakum, everybody.
Yo,
what's up?
I feel good.
I feel great.
I haven't done that in a long time. I've been practicing. You know, I've been keeping my lung capacity right. I feel good, energized.
Alhamdulillah.
How you feeling?
I feel great, man. The kids have been waiting for that, by the way.
Yeah.
All my nieces, all my nephews. So this one's for y'all.
No, last time I saw them, when you had like the wedding party. Hold on, step in the water. Last time I saw them for the wedding party, little one, Sajud came up to her, she let me, I was like, no, it's wrong. No, you gotta do right. She,
man, you are a legend, bro. MashaAllah.
Yeah.
Let's keep the good vibes going, man. Keep them rolling.
I do it for the kids. Really, bro, love the kids.
Right. But how you been though, cuz?
Bro, I've been good. I think we've taken, how long have we been gone? 2 months?
Nah, it can't be 2 months. The last time we recorded was October. The last time we posted was October what? End of October, beginning.
No, it was September 30th.
Oh, it was September 30th to the 28th.
It's been a month and a half.
Wow, a month and a half.
But we've been gone for good reason. We haven't just been gone because we didn't want to be here.
No.
If anything, it's the complete opposite. Like, we really wanted to be here, but we had to stop recording for life. For life reasons. Mohamed, you recently married. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Alhamdulillah.
Yes.
I know you don't like to hear this, Khabib. I know you guys don't like this. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, bro. Congrats, man. You got over the line, dog. It's been a long time coming. Trials and tribulations that no one could ever predict.
MashaAllah.
But, we here. We out here. We made it. So no more like random podcasts where you're talking about like, yo, parents in marriage and all the things you have to go through and learning one another is just going to be on my end now. Look, now we're going to start getting the actual marriage side of things.
Yeah, exactly. Get a little, but remember right now, I am no expert. If you want real advice, hit up Rufus and Jenny. Y'all know where to find them.
Yeah, that was actually a good episode. I was reviewing that today. Yes. It's a good episode. Matter of fact, it just dropped on YouTube, so make sure you guys go and check that out. How has break been for you, bro? Or let's backtrack. Okay. We stopped because it started getting really hectic with you getting married, all of the stuff that went down with it. We started getting overloaded with like work, and it was just like it was a weird period. So we had to actually stop to take care of personal matters. And it sucked. Like it hurt. I know it hurt me. How did you feel like having to take a break? It was
a much needed break, but it was one of those things where the equipment was just sitting at my house looking at me so sad, like, are you gonna do something or not?
Use us.
And it's one of those things where, especially in business, when you stop something or lose momentum, that can become a problem, right? For ourselves, for the audience, and just for the community, because whether we like it or not, people look forward to hearing from us and what we have to say. So I know that's important. But at the same time, we need our rest. We need to rejuvenate. And Jibreel needed some time to get his beard back in. So altogether, we are good.
Yo, hey, you're not lying. So while we were on break, I've been shooting a few movies. I needed, like, for one movie, we were shooting over a certain period of time. So I actually had to cut my beard to a certain length, and it stayed there for a good while. And like I couldn't grow it. And if everybody knows me, like, you know, I love having my beard. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a save a muscle. No, I'm messing with you. It's not that big of a deal. But, yeah, like, my beard grows super slow. Mo could grow what I grew. This right here is like a month and some change of growth. He can grow that in like a couple of days. It's the craziest thing. It's hilarious to me. But alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, man. But overall, the break was good. While I was gone, I wanted to really catch up with myself. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean?
Right, like see where I was in life. I mean, this life is really fast, so I kind of wanted to reevaluate my goals, what I wanted to do, check in on my health. I think we move so fast to the point where we're always in the go mode that we forgot to kind of sit back and just enjoy where we're at. So I did find some time to do that. And the best thing about it was that I got off of social media, which helped me a lot. I'm sorry, Jibreel, I know you've been trying to do it for a while, and it has its good times, but social media can be dangerous. And we talked about that. We had a talk with the youth a few days ago, and their perspective on social media was a lot different than ours because some of them grew up on it, especially those that are born in the 2000s. So they can't even think of a life without social media, you know, and to me, that's insane. That's mind blowing.
We're almost at that cusp though. Like MySpace came out around middle school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So around the same time that a lot of those kids, like granted, they were getting into it at a younger age, like probably 7, 8 around there. Like if you think about it, 4 or 5 years later was this age where we were getting into it 12, 13 years old. So
that's a good point.
It wasn't at the same capacity with businesses being as vested into it as they are now. But I would say that, you know, we kind of grew up and, you know, we kind of grew into social media. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not IG and Facebook so much, but MySpace was big. And I don't think we can understand how big MySpace and like, instant message, IM message was and stuff like that. Like that was us. You feel me?
But we just didn't have as much access to it. Like I couldn't get on MySpace on my phone.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even have a phone. It was just when I was on a desktop, and I didn't have a desktop at home. So I got on MySpace when I was at school, at the computer lab, at the library, right? How many hours that added a day? 45 minutes?
Yeah. And then you got bored. Like, the thing is though, MySpace was fun because it was something that you could do to just like be innovative with your stuff, putting on your different playlists and then putting like your own background code. You know how many people learned how to code because of MySpace or didn't know they were coding? But anyways, like, yeah, social media is completely different. And how do you feel? How was it taking that break from social? Cause I did the same thing during the break. I took, like a week where I lost, at least my personal one. I was still doing stuff for the main one, but my personal one, cause I follow different people and I engage with it differently. I took a big break off of my personal one. Mm-hmm. And for me, I enjoyed it. Like I really liked it. How was it for you?
It was really nice. I mean, I can't even go into how much that I needed it. I mean, the biggest thing that I got, was that we really don't need social media to live a great life. Mm-hmm. Right. One thing that I was noticing was that I was actually talking to the people in front of me, whether I was at the airport, whether I was at the grocery store, whether I was getting some food waiting in line. Like I would talk to the people that was next to me. I wouldn't be on my phone just, meaninglessly scrolling or just texting. It was just like I was just enjoying the people around me and enjoying Allah's creation. And I think the thing that I really, really did like and helped me, I wasn't comparing myself to anybody. So for about 3 weeks straight, I was getting up and just comparing myself to myself. Like, all right, what am I going to do today? What did I do yesterday? Jibreel showed me this book about choose yourself as being 1% better than what you were yesterday. Mm-hmm. That's hard to do with social media. Because you try to, instead of being 1% better than what you were yesterday, you're trying to be 10% better than everybody else, right? So the comparison game is crazy. But then I realized, I was like, yo, I don't care what anybody else is doing. Like literally, I don't give a F what anybody else is doing.
Because you're not sitting there watching, you're not watching someone else's highlight reel of their life that they are living this happy-go-lucky life 24/7. Someone I know just posted and said, like, yo, like, this isn't real. Like, I'm not happy 24/7. I get stressed out. Even though I don't present it in that way, that's not the way I'm living. So don't mistake this, what you see, these little squares, for my life in totality. And I like that. I think that's great to put up there and say, because anybody watching this, people send us messages and I think this goes for everybody. Everybody's gotten this where people will hit you up and be like, yo, like, I feel like you got things figured out. And you're like, what? Oh, for real? I'm flattered. Like, yeah, nah. The thing is like, you never have everything 100% figured out. You're kind of trying things and, if they work out, cool. But if they don't, it's like you try something else. You try again. You know what I mean? But Mohamed, now you've gotten over the line.
Yes.
You are married.
I am.
My friend. Show everybody the ring. Show everybody the ring real quick.
Blingity blop.
Hey, if they love it, then they gotta put a ring on it, right? Hey. A man's got a ring. She's got a ring. Yep. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome her to the family. How was it? You've been married for what, a month now? Just over a month?
It's just been, just over a month right now, and it's been good. I mean, I'm enjoying every part of the ride, and it's funny because after I got married, I had my nikah and everything. I had people text me like, yo, I'm so proud of you, and I look up to you and stuff like that. And it's crazy. I'm like, oh man, you look up to me, but like you've had a woman by your side for years. You know what I'm saying? Years upon years. So just like you are one step away, but you got to make that commitment. And I think you and I talked about that too. I don't think it's fair, and it's for everybody. I don't think it's fair that a guy or a girl is going out with somebody for years upon years, and they're playing house, and they haven't asked the person to marry them. All right, whether it's financially, whether it's school, like if you don't want to make that commitment, then don't be man enough to take them away from their family and their parents if you're not man enough to marry them. I mean, I think it's really just that simple. There's no other way to put it. You know, it's like, okay, well, she's living with me. We're just boyfriend and girlfriend, or we're just engaged. If she's staying with me, her parents know. It's like, nah, man, if you're gonna take this step and you want Allah to bless it all the way, then go all the way. Put both feet in, because people like escape routes, especially younger people. They want a way they want like an emergency exit.
Yeah, you want the best of both worlds.
They want to take the stairs if something happens, if the building catches on fire. But it's one of those things where I was like, I made a commitment and I was gonna do it, and it has helped me a lot. It's been hard work, but the thing is that I would rather do that than bullshit and drag a girl along for so many years. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So what's been the hardest thing about just this first month? Because for you, y'all were talking for a good bit, so y'all knew each other for the most part.
Yeah, we did.
But now you're living with somebody, and I know hold on. How is it now waking up next to somebody? Like you're what, 28? So that's 28 years of you waking up solo dolo, besides with your mom or siblings and cousins, family, right? Now you're waking up to your wife. How is that waking up and then you don't have to just leave the next day?
It's crazy because it definitely is something new. And then you wake up and be like, oh, you still here? Like, you live here now, and it's really,
it's not so what you about to do?
Yeah, it's a blessing. But, it's one of those things where people got to remember, even though, I'm Muslim, she's Muslim, I'm a believer, she's a believer, is that this is a person, right? It's a whole new person who has different values, who has a different, character than you, different habits, different habits, right? They have different habits from you, and you got to realize that you're bringing on somebody into your life that thinks different than you, so things are just going to be different. It's going to take time to adjust, and as a man, you just got to be really patient with that. You can't expect everything to click right off the bat, and that's what a lot of people think, whether it's the movies or whether it's what the imams telling them. It's like, yo, you're going to have your differences, but you got to be patient with each other. And I remember what your dad told me, and I love it. You got to have the Quran as your, how can I say, like your rope, right? Hold on to the rope of God tight, because at the end of the day, whether you have your differences or your arguments, you guys come back to that, all right? And that's what keeps you grounded, and you guys can both pull on that. That's what has to be your foundation. That's going to be your foundation. So whatever you guys have going on between y'all guys, whether it's, it's all for this life. But God brings you back to like, no, this is bigger than y'all. You know what I'm saying? So.
We talked about something earlier off camera where you were saying how important it is to have the same ideals of lifestyle. This is something we talked about before, but now, like, I used to say it all the time, and I remember you like, bro, you're so focused on this, like within somebody, and I was like, because I know I've seen it, I've watched other couples when how you guys have an idea of how you want to live or raise kids or the things that you guys want to do, when those things aren't in line, I've seen people go like haywire, like that connection can't be as strong because you guys are trying to get to two different places, regardless if you like believe and things like that. But it's like you guys had to kind of have the same level of expectations of what you want to get, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I've been saying. You weren't saying the opposite, but you were kind of like questioning why I was thinking that way. How do you feel about it now?
You're going to learn today. I definitely learned. I mean, and this is specifically for the ladies out there. Like, if you want an entrepreneur, you want a businessman, just know what comes with that. Like, he's going to be gone early in the morning and he's not going to be home at 5 every single day at dinner with you. Like, he's going to be out there hustling. He's going to have to travel. And if you're not willing to put up with that, then don't marry a businessman. I mean, it's really that simple. Oh, we're going to try to make it work. It's not going to work, right? It's not a blanket statement, but it's going to be very, very, very difficult. That's why if you guys are in the courting stage, you are talking to somebody, talk about everything. If he wants 5 kids, you want 1, you can't compromise on that. You know, we're going to meet in the middle of 3.
Hey, I am going to say this. For most guys, all of us start high, but the reality is we always come down lower. I was like at one point, I was like, yeah, no, I want like at a minimum like 6.
That's a negotiation tactic.
Right? Yeah. And then, girl was like, I want 1. And I was like, man, look, we have 3. And she was like, okay. And I was like, dang, she good. Right. So like, you know, guys, we always come down. Like, we always start high. And I think that's every man. We always go up high.
Mm-hmm. So a lifestyle is a lot more important than I thought. If somebody likes to travel and you like to travel, it's going to work. If you have somebody that likes to be around family and you like to be around family, that works. But just talk about everything. See your expectations. But to answer your question, Jibreel, lifestyle is a larger part, you know, of a successful marriage than I thought it was.
Yeah.
So.
And there's a lot of communication with y'all, I'm sure. Like,
oh man, communication. There's nothing bigger than communication. And communication looks so many different ways. I thought I was a great communicator until I ended up getting married. And then you gotta be even better. You gotta be an even better communicator.
Really?
Because you gotta talk about things often. You have to let people know what's on your mind, how you're feeling, and sometimes us men, we hold things in and we don't let women into our minds until the end result comes. You know, they want to be involved the whole process. Like, yo, tell me what you're going to do. Like, how are you looking to do this? How are you going to start it? How are you going to finish this? And sometimes we're like, yo, while you're on my back, just let me go out there and do it. But it's like, no, I want to know so I can help you, so I can show you what things you should do, what things you shouldn't do. Because at the end of the day, ego is huge, but your wife is going to want the best for you. I mean, you guys are a one.
You're a team.
Yeah, you're a team. She's going to want the best for you. So she's only going to point you in the right direction. Like, she's not going to try to throw you off. So when you are telling her things, she's not going to try to slight you or try to come up on you and rob you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that'd be the worst.
That's not what she's trying to do, but your homies will do that, right?
Crazy.
Your homies will do that. Your acquaintances will do that, even like people in business, but not your wife, bro. So.
That's like 95%, right?
Not 8%. Hopefully not that position.
If you doing what you're supposed to do as a man, you 100% right.
Yeah.
You 100% right. The other thing that we've been talking about, like off camera, is about submissiveness and about leadership, and how as a man, if you're doing your job right, you know, if you're doing the job that like Allah commands you do, you fulfilling your rights, you fulfilling the rights of her, of your fam, and everybody else, people will submit to your rule. You know what I'm saying? Like, you the king, you know, the king of the castle, but like on some real stuff, it's like, yo, as the man, you the boss of your life. So it's like, if you doing your things right, everybody else will fall in line behind what you're trying to accomplish and what you're trying to do. And I think the same thing applies with your wife. Your love life is like, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, your wife is going to fall in line. But you can easily tell if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, because then it becomes like the energy becomes like haywire, because like, if I'm not doing what I need to do, then she's not going to trust me to go out and get the bacon.
Turkey.
The turkey bacon. Has that been your experience? Like, cause you are hustling now, you know what I'm saying, my man? You know, like, bro, you don't have a job no more.
Yeah, we out here entrepreneur, baby, 100% commission.
Yeah, right. So like, now that you're in this situation, it's a great situation to be in. You know, you're complete owner of your time. Do you find that, you know, she trusts you even more now? Because now it's like your vision has to be clear on what's going on.
I mean, I would say two things to that point. I was listening to a podcast a few days ago with...
you listen to other podcasts besides this one?
It has nothing to do with what we're doing. It's a business podcast. Valuetainment. Yeah, the guy's awesome. But he was talking to the trainer of Michael Jordan, and the guy's crazy. I mean, you gotta be crazy to be training a Michael Jordan, right? Yeah. The craziest. But anyway, he said that I don't make suggestions. I make decisions. Right?
Oh, let that joint sit a little bit. Say that one more time and let it
hear it again. I don't make suggestions. I make decisions. So you're probably thinking, what's the difference? Suggestion is like, I think we should do this, or maybe we should do that. But whatever you do, I'm okay with it. So there's no onus on you. All right? And as a boss, you can't do that. It's, okay, we're going to do this. Whatever happens, I take it. Right, whatever good happens, whatever bad happens, I take it. But I made my decision, and we're going to roll with it. And as men, we have to do a better job at making decisions and quicker decisions. Right, quicker decisions, better decisions, and sound decisions on a daily, because you have somebody that's looking up to you and somebody that's gonna fall in line. But if you aren't playing your role in doing that, if you're out there making suggestions and kind of, dancing around it, then your wife is going to start making those decisions.
She's going to pull into her masculine.
She's going to pull into that masculine role, and then that's when a lot of problems are going to start to happen, because it's not natural. I'm not saying they can't do it. They can do it, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just not natural. And then she comes out of her true state, and you're out of your own true state, and you can see issues with that. So
yeah,
that's what I was saying.
Got you. Yeah. So overall, this month has been very successful, and it seems like you've learned a lot, man.
Learned a lot, experienced a lot. I heard some few days ago, he said, I forgot where I heard this from, he said, a man that's been married for 1 year is wiser than a man that's single for 45 years,
Crazy.
Yeah, I thought, I was like, what's he talking about? But then I think about it, it's like,
you understand it.
I understand it, bro.
Now, I feel like, and you mentioned this to me, the understanding of why they say it's half of your deen makes more sense now.
For sure.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
I think it's half of your deen because it shows, like, your character, like, how are you going to respond? Because this person's with you all the time now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to see you when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're tired, first waking up, going to sleep. So it's like, he's going to see you 360, right? Going to see everything that you have. So you can be tested, because when you're angry and when you're cranky, you can just go into your room when you used to be single and live with your parents. Like, all right, mom, I don't want to really talk to nobody today, and close your door and then you lock it. You can't do that with your wife.
I ain't ready to get married. I don't want to talk to you today.
You can't do that with your wife. If you're upset, you got to talk about it, and really kind of, you got to be able to, obviously you can sit over there and talk about your feelings, but you gotta be able to bounce back and kind of be like, all right, this happened, go through the process and be like, okay, how can I solve this problem that I'm going through? So, and then from there, it's how do you treat people, all right? If you're angry, you're gonna snap on somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's your mom, your homie, hopefully you're not snapping on your parents, but you'll find yourself saying stuff that you can't take back. So if you're angry and you say something back to your wife that's really hurtful, that's going to stick, and you can't take that back.
I saw something, I'm looking it up now.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this video that was on by the Breakfast Club, right? Where this lady was saying, if you love me, her name is Nikki Giovanni, explains why you should lie to someone you love, right?
Okay.
And this was like from, I would say in the 70s, and she was doing this interview with, Alex Baldwin. And, no. James Baldwin. Baldwin. And she was saying that, the black man goes out and smiles and has friendly to people that hate him, that despise him, that want him to be dead.
Wow.
But then he comes home and takes all his frustration on his woman, on his kids. But in front of everybody else, in front of the world outside, he's the greatest person alive. But inside the home, all the frustration he deals with out there, he brings in the house and goes off. And she was like, I want you to lie to me like you lie to everybody out there.
Oof.
Don't go and treat everybody like, they're amazing outside, and then you come home and treat us like crap. Right? So she was like, lie to me. If you love me, lie to me. How do you feel as a husband with you dealing with all the stuff out there, how do you not bring that stuff out there and then take it out on your wife? How do you not let what the struggles that you reach outside your home come inside the home and tear apart that relationship? And I know you've only been married for a short while, but again, y'all have been together for longer than you've been married. Yep. So how do y'all navigate that?
Man, I mean, that is a great point. One thing that I always come back to when I think about that is that we're Muslim. I mean, it's as simple as that, because I know that Allah is watching me and Allah made this happen. So I'm just like, all right, if I do this, I'm going against everything that I promised God when I got married. So it's like, if I disrespect my wife or if I hurt her, that's on me, right? And then that's the promise that I made to her father, her brothers, her family when I took her in. Because when you marry somebody and you bring them into your house, you are responsible for her now, because the father, I told you this, Jibreel, the father was taking care of her, the brother was taking care of her. Whatever she asked for, they did, because that's like your little sister. Yeah. I have sisters. Whatever my sister asked for, they even got to ask me twice, right? I'm the kindest to them, I'm the sweetest to them. So the husband better be even better than me. You see, like the way
you set a high bar, my friend.
The way I treat my sister, the husband should be even better. So if you can't stand up to those standards, then you're not ready to get married.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got you. I want to go into your nikah. Cause that joint was wild. That joint was crazy, bro. When I tell you, this man said, we're going to have a drive-by nikah. Everybody stay in their car.
Drive-through.
Yeah, it's drive-through nikah. Everybody just drive through. Yeah, salam, mabruk. Yes, Mohamed. And then they're going to keep going, right?
We tried.
Bro, people started driving, parked, and then hopped out.
Bro, they fooled me.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. You had the greatest finesse that I've seen during COVID. You celebrated your wedding like a Trump supporter. Y'all celebrate like COVID.
Like a rally.
Like it didn't exist.
We all had a mask on, which were good.
At that point, I don't think the mask mattered, bro. It was nuts, man. But mashallah, it was amazing, bro. Like, I had so much fun. Saw people I haven't seen in years, bro. Homies from all over the country pulled up. Like it was.
Shout out to sick, everybody that came out. SQ and Nadira, Yusuf, his brother Harun. I mean, the whole gang was out there. We missed Tone. I know Tone busy with his fam, but we miss you out there, homie. But nah, it was just as nice. It was to that everybody came. It was just nice to see you guys. Like it was beautiful to see everybody come together, and it wasn't something that was sad, right? It wasn't like somebody didn't get sick or somebody didn't get hurt. So it was difficult because of COVID and everything. But we tried our best to do a drive-through. But the problem was that they turned into a walk-through.
It was a pull-up for real. It was a straight up pull-up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, nah, the nikah was dope, man. And then y'all had like the reception and that was a lot of fun, man. The dancing and how was it? Was it like a big cultural mix between like both of y'all cultures, or was it like predominantly on her end, or like how was it?
In regards to how we celebrated?
Because y'all two are from, she's Sudanese, you're Egyptian. Yep. But both of y'all are Nubian, so it seemed like some of the things I couldn't tell what the difference was, because I know Egyptian, Nubian culture pretty well now. I couldn't tell what the difference was between like what were the things that she was doing and what was it that you and your fam like had incorporated. Was it a strong mix, or was it like heavily on one side or the other?
It was definitely a strong mix because our cultures are very similar. So the nikah was very traditional. We came to the masjid. We got everything done there. We signed the paperwork. The imam did what he had to do. Shout out to Imam Majid for holding down for us. And then after we did that, then, people came and we gave them sweets and they dropped off gifts. So that was more of like I guess an American type thing. The nikah, because,
Kinda. So your reception would have just been the wedding. So in our culture, right? And I say our culture, but it's really like the way we do weddings are very minimal, because out of tradition throughout slavery, we didn't have a time where we could celebrate for a whole week.
That's a good point.
Or 3 days. So it's like a lot of people, they don't realize a lot of the stuff we do now is directly correlated to the effects of slavery.
That's crazy.
Like, y'all are like, yeah, we celebrate for a whole week. Well, a lot of our people were getting married in secret back in the day.
That's
so doing
insane.
a quick wedding, that's why they call it shotgun weddings, or like when you jump the broom, that was like to signify something, right? We had to do that, right? Because it was very short-lived weddings. I wish we had tradition where it was like a week. I'm not against that. I think that's pretty dope. Like, you have these long, extravagant weddings, right? But what ours would have been, like how you had the nikah and then you had the reception, ours would have been like, imagine you had your whole reception, and then when y'all walked up to like the threshold where y'all were sitting, imagine would have been up there and would have did it, everybody would have been around, and then y'all would have got married. So that would have been nikah. And then everybody would have danced and, done their thing, danced,
pop, lock, and drop,
all that stuff. So really it was like you almost had two weddings. I've also seen it where people do the nikah or do their wedding like you did your nikah at the masjid, and then that's just it. And they might have the food, they might take the food, like y'all giving people food, and it's done.
Yep.
So you basically had two weddings that we would have had, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, so the nikah was for, friends, acquaintances, people from high school, like, because we couldn't fit too many people at the actual reception because of COVID, right? But when we had the reception, that was more for like the family, the friends, more of like an intimate setting. It's difficult because of COVID, people want to really enjoy like their wedding and stuff like that, but it's difficult. And I'm glad that we actually did something, and I had my friends there, glad her friends were there, because we actually like felt it, and we weren't like, okay, yo, let's hurry up and just get married via Zoom and then we're done, Obviously, if that's the only thing that you have, like the only option, then get it done. But you only get married once, right? And if you do it the right way, and I want it to be memorable, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta get creative with it, and you gotta do a lot. It's a lot of planning that comes with it, but you can do it right.
It's funny hearing you say it, because you're the same dude who'll be like, bro, like I need a bed to sleep in. You'll take a sweatshirt laid on the floor and go to sleep.
I'm changing.
Yeah, so it's funny hearing you, like, typically you be like, yo, like married dog, like just you get a ring, I get a ring.
You know me.
Imam, hurry this up, let's go, and then we good. Voila. So. Voila. But it's cool though. That's cool, man. And I'm happy for you, dog.
Appreciate you.
And that, like dude said, like you a good example, because everything you had to do to go through it to get to this point, like what was from, and this is the last question about your marriage, because we got a lot of topics to hit on.
Sir, I'm excited.
From point A to what is now, we're going to say first phase Z, right? Because you got a lot more stuff to do. You got a lot. Inshallah, y'all got a long. You have a long time to go. What was the most difficult part of this entire process, going from getting to know her to actually getting married?
The hardest thing is knowing what I wanted. That's the hardest thing, because a lot of the things that I thought I wanted was actually what other people wanted, that made me think that I wanted it. You feel me? So you really need to take some time, whether it's going on walks, just spend some time with yourself. Like, all right, what do I want? How do I want my marriage to look? Who do I want, the type of person? Because once you start figuring that out, and then you start that process, you can start weaving the stuff that really don't pertain to you. And that will save you a lot of time and a lot of headache. But the biggest thing, after you figure out what you want, you go out there and you pursue it with relentless force, obviously, in the kindest way. So that's what I would say. If I latched onto that earlier, then things might have been different, but alhamdulillah for the way it came out.
Nice. So speaking of things that you want, we all want to get this fool out of the White House. And you see that transition there?
Yeah,
all my podcasters, you better learn that. You better learn that skill set. That transition game is crucial.
Let's get it.
Election just went by.
Yes, it did.
We're still in the midst of figuring out what the heck is going on. You don't have to say who you voted for. But as of right now, Joseph Biden, Kamala Harris, they are the presidential and vice presidential elects.
Yes, they are.
How do you feel things have panned out since the election? And how do you feel Trump is going to react? Because he's been quiet for the most part. How do you feel he's going to react in these next 2 months before inauguration?
Bro, you got me feeling like a guest on my own podcast, bro.
Yo, that is crazy. I am like interviewing, like no, I'm asking you, ask questions back, bro.
So wait, now we can go back and forth on it. But I think it's, usually you see the president get reelected, right? You know, usually you give them about 8 years to flush out the plans that they have and move forward and kind of help the country with things that's needed. With Joe Biden and Kamala Harris coming in, I know they have a good support group. I know people are excited. I remember when Trump won, I don't remember people hitting the streets celebrating. Right? I don't remember that. I just remember people saying like, OMG, what happened? Like, how did Hillary lose, or what are we going to do next? But when Joe Biden won and Kamala Harris won, it brought this new sense of excitement, both from the youth and from the older generation. But this time, because what we saw from, the previous administration was, all right, we know what we want, right? And we know what they did for the past 4 years. We need to see these 4 years look like this. If not, y'all gonna be gone too. You know what I'm saying?
Basically holding to a higher standard.
It's simple as that.
We're not just voting them in and thinking about
people. It's the power of the people is like, all right, we like y'all. You guys are doing your thing, but just best believe we got eyes on y'all too.
Yeah,
because people are on top.
We don't
right
fully look. I don't fully trust nobody in that office. Not to actually do what we want. I will say this: for the people who wholeheartedly supported Trump, I think a lot of them feel like he did them justice. Even though I feel the reality is he didn't do enough for the common people, even his own supporters. And that's me being unbiased. That's me just looking at his presidency and who was supporting him. Did they truly, and maybe we get a Trump supporter up here and we talk to him. Yeah. Do Trump supporters and people who are like die hard for him feel that they got everything that they wanted out of his presidency?
Well, I mean, I think it's the way you look at it. One thing, there's a few things that he did that I did, commend. Like, he was trying to keep jobs here. Like, he didn't want things outsourced anymore. He didn't want new factories opening up in Mexico or in China. Like, he was going hard on China, right? And he was like, good, look, we need more jobs here, which makes sense. And he tried to do that. But then at the same time, he said he was going to help farmers, but farmers took a big hit these past 4 years. Like, their profit margin has went down, and their farms are being leased out now.
But you know why though, right?
Tell me.
Because a lot of the stuff that we produce goes over to Chinese companies into China.
Your foot.
Oh, damn. A lot of the stuff that they produce here is outsourced.
Yeah.
So when you mess with trade agreements, when you mess with countries that we give a lot of our, because we don't produce a lot, we consume a lot. And after World War II, we stopped producing and we start consuming more. And that's the kind of like, you know, when you get rich, like you get a maid. You don't clean yourself, you get a maid, right? You don't make your own stuff. Like you don't clean your own car. You get somebody to do that. The problem is when you start going hard at the people that are that are supplementing the lifestyle that we're able to live here, it affects people. You know what I'm saying? So we're back. We had let's continue on with how you see the President Trump's.
We talked about, you know, the hit that he took from the farmers, but how he wanted to provide more jobs for Americans here. And then, I believe that I don't know, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, he really wanted to fund HBCUs, you know, and I know that a lot of previous presidents talked about it, but I think he was in the process of actually doing it. And what a lot of people saw in Trump was themselves, right? You know, whether it's, the younger Caucasians, they were like, yo, this is a businessman that had no reason to be in office. So if he can do anything in this world, I can do it. So I think he gave a lot of people hope. Right. But one thing about me is that whether it's Trump, whether it's Biden, whether it's Obama, is that you shouldn't follow anybody blindly. All right. You should not, especially when the morals is off and their character is just something that you can't even swallow for, right? It's just like pause. But one thing I would say is that they really did shake up this country. I feel like people are awake now politically, right? People are actually paying attention to what's going on. Or do you think I feel like we fell asleep.
No. I don't think people are awake politically.
You don't think so?
Heck no.
You saying they're just awake socially on Facebook?
No. They're not social. There's been a mean social divide from Trump, right? Mm-hmm. Now we're seeing more hate and divisiveness than there's ever been because because now people don't care about policy. People don't really care about the things that these people are for. They care about the people more than anything.
Okay.
They've polarized people in the name of politics, in the name of patriotism. But the reality is, it's Trump versus everybody else that hates this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't care. Like, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat at all. I'll never claim to be. And I feel like a lot of people are on that same wave where they're like, I don't really care for politics. But when you see how this guy is and you see the way his supporters are, it's like, it becomes this fight, this head-to-head fight. And it has nothing to do with politics. They could care less if he's doing for them. Like, they fall in love with the idea of the things that he can provide.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see that.
Like, he could have done F all his last 4 years. But they don't care because they believe in where he's trying to take them. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what a lot of us fall in love with politicians. As you said, we don't hold these people to too much account because we fall in love with the image and the idea of who these people are and what they present. But when it comes to the work that needs to get done, oh no, give them time. They know they couldn't do it because of this. It's like, bro, I don't care. I don't want the excuses. You said you were going to do this. Let's get it done. And you know that, okay, with Trump, especially, bro, this dude had the House and Congress all on his side. Yeah. So it's like he should be able to get everything approved, right?
I think one of the biggest reasons why he lost the election was his response to COVID. I think if he did a better job with COVID, telling people about it, a lot more transparent and wearing masks and actually mandating it federally that each state needs to wear masks, around the country, that would have definitely curbed the virus and people would have been like, okay, we have a leader on our hands, right? He can actually take us out of troubles and stuff like that. And I think that's where Joe Biden really came in, hit him with the undercut. You feel me? With the freaking, he just snuck my man because he's like, look, I'm talking about health issues. I'm talking about hospital. I'm talking about how we're going to help America. Joe Biden said, I don't care if you voted for me or not. I'm here for all Americans. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And that statement right there was powerful.
Here's the thing though. I wanted Trump to do well. I think if you're American and you live here, you have to want whoever's in office to do well. Because if they do well, we do well. Exactly. Regardless if I don't like you, if I didn't vote for you, I need you to do well. We need you to do well to some extent because at some level, what you do does affect us, right? Trump could have had a good presidency. He could have done things that could have helped all of us, but his antics and his character are what, in my opinion, drove him down. Yeah. People didn't vote for him because they were tired of looking like we look like fools in this country. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? People are tired of it. We're tired of being this topic of discussion just because it's like, I like it a lot better when the U.S. was kind of just like not flying under the radar, but we weren't like a laughingstock. You feel me?
Exactly.
So he put too much heat on himself by being too hot. He's a hot boy. He's a hot boy.
He was hot with it.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly right.
So yeah, it's like, I feel like now, he's been quiet, 2 weeks after the election, but I feel like, so there's this video that I watched. I saw it on Instagram. One of our friends sent it to us, or to me, and it was by Van Jones, who is like a correspondent on CNN. And it was talking about how Trump can still win the presidency.
Oh my God.
Because there's certain loopholes within the Constitution. If you guys want to see this video, like, just message us and I'll send it. Yeah, shoot us a DM and I'll send it to you guys.
IG.
Yeah. He talks about how basically there's loopholes in the Constitution that can make the Electoral College and the popular vote invalid, and then it goes to Congress and the Supreme Court to determine, if all those methods were valid. It questions the validity of the actual election, and he can still win it if representatives in each state decide to actually vote him in. It's written into the Constitution, written in, and because he has more states, they go by state. They don't do it like by popular vote, like they do it by the majority of representatives. So if the Republicans decide, we'll vote you in, they can vote him in. Now, Van Jones is a very respected legal and political authority within the country and correspondent. So I looked at it. What he was saying, it sounds valid, seemed valid. I've done a little bit of research on it. I'm not an expert or anything, but he himself said that is still an option. And he has said that, fairly recent.
See, the thing is that, I understand he wants to win and keep the agenda going, but you're putting the country at risk. For example, he's not even allowing Joe Biden and his team to be briefed by the CIA and different intelligence agencies. So they're missing out on crazy important information that they need to know to keep this country safe. You guys can think like, well, they don't care about us, and you know, that's besides the point. Those are the type of meetings that the president should be at and know what's going on, but he's being barred from those meetings and not allowed to come in because somebody's throwing a temper tantrum. So it's it's just sad. But what's even sadder than that are the way that his supporters are responding, right?
Yeah.
That's what gets me. Is like the people that represent him aren't doing a good job. For example, as Muslims, who do we represent? We represent our Prophet, right? Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So if we do something, it should be to those type of expectations, right? Noble, trustworthiness, truthful. That's what we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But not his supporters. They're seen as angry, bashful, always right, and definitely not humble, you know? Yeah. So that will get you in trouble.
And I'm gonna say this, and then I kind of want to lead this topic. Just because someone supports Trump doesn't mean that they're bad people.
Absolutely.
Back when there was that whole Charlottesville, the protests over there, and people got killed, and Trump was like, you know, there's good people on both sides, right? I talked with my pops about this, and Trump wasn't lying. There are good people on either side, and there's bad people on either side of this political divide, right? I know Trump, so I personally know them. I talk to them every day. They're great people. They're cool people. We support one another. They're in our community. There's other people who I know support him that I would never mess with. Right? There's Muslims that I know that support Trump, right? And you're like, oh, but why? Da, 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 da. Reality is there's people who are going to disagree with you on political matters and on social matters, financial matters. But that doesn't mean that they are people who you have to hate. And the biggest qualm, the biggest issue I have with where we are as a country and as a people here is that we have taken the political system and turned it into something that's very, very personal. So it's like, if you disagree with me politically, I disagree with you as a human. And I disagree with you in every way possible. I understand. I don't see how, I personally see reasons why people vote for him the first time. Not so much now, but I understand how persuasive he is in his methods. And so I get it. Would I vote for him? No. But does that mean I'm going to treat somebody that didn't any less? No. And I think we have to grow up and mature in that you can't just, you can't be childish about a situation. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't agree, like let's man up, woman up. Let's grow up and learn how to talk even if we disagree.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
On to the next one.
Yeah, man. So in all that, do you feel like recently life has just been so dire and so serious? Cause bro, I was sitting down and I was like, yo, when's the last time I actually laughed? Like,
it was funny. I didn't think you were going to go into that. I thought the next thing was going to be what happened at our school.
Oh, no, I ain't got time. No. See, that's what I'm saying. You taking things so serious right now. You want, and next on the news. Like, nah, bro, like.
CNN.
Like breaking news. Like, nah, like, I feel like with all this crap that 2020 has brought on, it's hard for a lot of us to kind of, I feel like it's extremes. It's either you just like, checked out completely and you like, I'm ignoring all this and just gonna just do my own thing and just do life however I feel like it and neglect your responsibilities, or you just like, I've done it where you just dive head first into grind.
I mean, 2020 has really showed me that what Allah said was right. I mean, everything Allah said is right.
Of course.
But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that human beings are always on edge. Right, that's just, we're always on edge. Like, just look at me, I'm sitting right, I'm on edge right now. You feel me? But I'm just ready to record this podcast. But what I meant by that is, if we do laugh about something, or if we do just take things serious, it's for a short period of time.
Yeah.
It's for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 hour. Like, when was the last time you just enjoyed life for a few days, right? So for me, where I really just sat down there and laughed and enjoyed everything the last time was at Disney World. So I went to Disney World in Florida. When they say that is the most magical place on the planet,
the happiest place
they're not lying. I swear, I could literally cuss these people out, throw mud on their shoes, kick them in the... Thank you for coming. welcome to
did you get like the Mickey Mouse hat?
Bro, no. I gave my wife the ears. I can't do that. But I did rock the shirt. I had a nice Mickey shirt. He's fly.
Nice.
He's fly.
Nice.
But,
I gotta go, man.
Bro, you have
I gotta
to
go, bro.
Dog. Like, literally a shout out to Disney, bro. Like, I wish I would have wrote you guys a review. My wife and I had to pray over there, right? Cause we were just outside all day, and we found a place. We're like, hey, can we pray right here? And while we were praying, cause everything's outdoors, everything indoors is kind of closed right now, right? Mm-hmm. While we prayed, the employees actually like stood around us and created like a barrier.
Yo,
I swear to God.
Bro,
I swear, dog. When I said
get out of here.
I kid you not. I kid you. I teared up. I was like, wow, I got it. Was like, it was all white people too. I was like, man, you know, I really, really appreciate y'all for doing this. So like, hey, they said here we respect every religion, every race. I was just like, wow, like it was incredible.
I gotta go to Disney.
No, when I saw that, it was incredible. Like, I was gonna write them like a long review, but they already got 4.8 stars with 200,000 reviews. So what is my, you know, I could add to that, but no, that's
amazing.
That was the most magical.
But you know what? You gotta add that, because I've heard a lot of great things about Disney, but I've never known that. That's amazing, bro. That's sick. Wow. So, all right, well, you kind of hit on it, but what's the, I think I got up here. What's the importance of having a 100% checkout? Because like you checked out from work, checked out from family, you checked out from social media, everything. Like, what is the importance of taking a trip, like getting away from your environment and just plugging out?
Bro,
this is turning into an interview. I feel like I haven't answered nothing, bro. But it's cool though. It's cool.
You went off on the political tantrum, but we can talk about the trip that you're looking to take.
Oh yeah,
because plugging out is...
I ain't telling nobody about that, bro. Because when I plug out, I don't want y'all even know I'm gone.
No evil eye, please. Mashallah, you gotta say mashallah for my man.
Mashallah.
But when was the last time like anybody like plugged out? I feel like you're always dealing with something, whether it's your boss, whether it's your parents, whether it's work, and whether it's social media. Like
2 years from now, he's gonna be like, your wife.
I hope not. So it was nice to plug out, because I could literally just focus on everything in front of me. And I knew that if my phone rang, it would have to be like an emergency, because I wasn't like texting people. I told myself, like, I told everybody, hey, look, I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks. Don't text me. Call me if you need something. So I wasn't checking on my phone constantly. I really didn't even care if my phone was charged. You know how sometimes like, yo, I gotta find my charger. Like, I can't go to sleep. I wake up, my phone not charged.
That's an everyday occurrence. My man's been on 10% for years.
My phone's always on 20%. I feel bad for my phone. But no, it was so nice. Now I think like, yo, how was life before we had the phones? Like, literally, you're just in the moment, which is nice, because you get anxious when you're living in the future, and you get depressed when you're living in the past, right?
How do you get when you live in the present then?
Oh, in the present, you get a natural high, right? You're on a natural high, because it's like, yo, enjoying everything. There's this book right now there's a book that I read, it's called The Power of Now. Alright, reading that book and actually experiencing it is different, because like you're literally in there like look at this plan, and you're mindful, like, you know, more mindful of the things that you're eating, the things that you're drinking, the people that are around you. Simon Sinek, the video that we watched a few days ago, he said, if you're in a meeting and you have your phone on the table, that's an addiction, because you're more worried about the people that aren't even in front of you, right? You're more worried about the people that are in a whole different area code or state or country. You're more worried about them than the people in front of you. So I met so many people on the journey. I literally that's what made the trip so much better, with the people that I connected with. So if I went on the trip and I vlogged the whole time and pulled out like my camera, I would have missed the whole point of it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but how does, bro, for you, how does it feel? How does it feel when you tell people that you're gonna take a trip and plug out from social media, and they're like, oh, you can't do that.
Bro, so I actually had a friend call me.
Can't do that, dog. That's illegal.
Yeah, I had a friend who's he also deals with like social media and stuff. And we were talking on the phone yesterday, and he was, I told him, I was like, yeah, I've been chilling. Like I've deleted certain apps. Like I don't have Facebook or Twitter anymore. Because they've just become great distractions. I pay a lot more attention to my actual screen time now.
Nice.
Because I'm like, yo, like I don't enjoy being on my phone like before. And it's funny, I use my phone less in lockdown in certain ways where I use it a lot less now than I was beforehand. And I like it. I don't like being on my phone. I'd rather touch you in person. Obviously with COVID, not a lot of touching going on. But, I find it strange when people say, no, you can't do that. I understand it on a business end, but like on a social end, it's like, nah, like I'd rather pull up or do like you're doing, a phone call. Yeah. Like I don't want to just see you on social media. I don't just want to be friends with people on social. Like we linked up with, our two homeboys today. Yes. It's so much better. Like, and my man's, he's not on social media.
Yeah, no, he's,
and
he has a marketing agency.
Yeah. How ironic is that? He owns a social media marketing consulting agency, and he's not on social media at all.
What does that mean?
All his businesses, none of that stuff's really on social media. He's like, I pay other people to do that crap. I'm not doing it. And so I think we really have to start evaluating what importance does social media actually have in our lives, and what are we getting out of it? Because I feel like a lot of us aren't getting much. You know what I'm saying?
Because the platforms are just taken. The platforms are taking our time. They're taking our attention. They're taking our energy. And, so like, it's like you said earlier, Jibreel, the platforms are the ones that are winning, the social platforms and the networks, because they're gaining our time, our energy, our attention, so they can sell us stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But they want their goal to keep us on that screen as long as possible.
Bro, Instagram has shown that with the new update. They want us to just stay on the app and buy stuff. And it's become a problem where it's like, social media was this thing before where it was about staying cool with your friends and checking in on them, or just sharing what's like in your site. Casey Neistat, and his business partner, I think Matt something, came out with the app called Beam, right? And the premise of Beam was that they would take their phone, and the only way you could record something is if you put it to your chest, or if you cover the screen. So you couldn't see what you were actually recording. The premise was that you weren't trying to curate content. You were just sharing your experience. And it was cool. Like I thought the concept was really cool, because instead of you taking and making the craziest looking videos or, the craziest photos, it was like, no, like I take this, I create a beam, right? And you get to see what I'm seeing in the moment. You're sharing moments, not curated moments. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I love the idea. Did I use the app that much? No, I think it didn't really take off because I feel like it was very hard to use. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the ease of Instagram, like click and then done. But the concept and the idea behind it was very well thought out. And it's something that I feel like we're missing now. Like before you post a picture, you sitting there for 30 minutes like, yo, what do I got to say to this joint? And like me personally, I don't post a lot on my IG. Like, bro, I used to love being on IG. You know this. But I feel as though the use of it has gone away. I don't have as strong a use. Like, I don't see a lot of my friends anymore. I'm sitting here watching other people who I know do things, and it's not really, it's not really helping me move forward. I'm not sharing something. I'm not getting excited because someone did something cool anymore. It's like, it's a comparison and contrast.
I mean, and it has, we might not think about it this way, but it has lasting effects such as a concentration. All right. When was the last time that you actually focused on a task for an hour straight without having 5-10 minute breaks on Instagram, Facebook, and just Twitter, just scrolling? Like, can you, this is I'm talking to you guys, talking to myself too, first and foremost. Can you focus on something for an hour straight without picking up your phone, whether it's writing, whether it's making music, whether it's your job? Like, can you do that?
People don't get locked in. I miss those feelings. Bro, I miss the feelings of...
Remember college, but when we was locked in?
Flow.
Oh, this report was getting done.
When's the last time you had like a flow? Like you in a flow state?
Remember the podcast? I feel like I'm flowing.
I feel like when we link up and we're getting done.
Yeah.
I'm in a flow. Like, it's just like, okay, boom, we're recording, we're doing this, we're doing content.
No interruptions.
It's like once you get into a flow, that's when you know, okay, I'm enjoying this. When I'm on set, I'm in a flow.
Nice.
Like when I'm in set, I'm in character and I'm kind of like, I'm like feeling it. Oh, I get in a flow and it's crazy. I don't know if you've never experienced being in the flow. Imagine you look at the clock. It says 3 o'clock. And then when you look at the clock, you don't know where your phone's at. You don't know where anything is at. You kind of just like doing your work. Next time you look at the clock, it says 8 o'clock. And you're like, whoa.
Bro, you know what's crazy? Cause now, Jibreel, you've been an entrepreneur since I first met you. Now that I'm on this entrepreneurial route or this train 100%, I was just like, yeah, now I'm gonna document the whole journey and I'm talking about my day. I'm not on the phone, you know, you just out there hustling, just do what you gotta do. I was just like, yo, that's so odd because it's shown the other way around, right? People, that's imagination because the content creators, other people actually shooting it. Like if you're out there hustling, do you even have time to pick up your phone? You're out there enjoying, you're doing your thing. I
don't think it's a blanket sort of situation. I think that, cause I was vlogging for a while and I was running a coffee shop at the same time. So I think with what we see online is, personally, you have downtime. Like no one's hustling 16 hours a day strictly, right? It's not, you have to take a mental break and you have to have something creatively that you like doing that kind of gives you that break. Sometimes creativity can be like, yo, like I like reading financial statements or I like making a podcast or I like vlogging or whatever it is. And so I think, you know, we have to take into account that you'll find that time to do that. You know what I'm saying? Throughout your day and express yourself creatively with what you're doing and document. You remember I used to have the little podcast, the,
BGTV?
No, not BGTV. I've done a lot of stuff, right? No, the joint that I had on Anchor. It was Brill Thoughts. It was called Brill Thoughts. And essentially what the idea was that every single day I would, like after work or after doing something, I would just document my thoughts on something I learned or something I experienced, just a random thought. Sometimes those joints would be like 2 minutes. Sometimes it'd be like 12 minutes. But the premise was that I was jotting down my experience through my perception of what was going on. And I surprisingly had a lot of people listening to it. Like I didn't advertise it. There was no IG for it. It was literally me just recording, posting, and I would leave it. And so I think it's not a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea to do that, but you just gotta find out what your thing is. And if this is it, which I think 100 and some episodes in, it's kind of your thing. You know, you just say, yo, like, this is what I love to do creatively to kind of share, like, what's going on, the journey of it all, and so on and so forth. So for anybody that's an entrepreneur or doing their own side hustle, it's like, bro, put your head down, but don't forget, like, to pull your head up and enjoy what's around you, because, you know, with quarantine, we saw an extreme where people were like, yo, don't do nothing but hustle. Yeah. Get it in.
If you don't come out of this quarantine learning 2 languages and a skill, you've lost.
But you know what? I believe that to an extent. Everybody should be coming out of this with some sort of newfound, idea, either about themselves or about something they do, right? For myself, I've learned more about being patient, and I've learned more about trusting Allah. I learned more about trusting myself. I learned more about trusting the process, and it's come through a lot of trials, come through a lot of pain. I've also learned about being present, and I've learned the things that I need. I learned the things that I need. Recently, one of the things, and I've known this about myself, and correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you know me better than most.
I'm listening.
I need organization to a certain degree. I need, like, things have to be like neat in a certain way. I might not be the neatest person, but things have to be right, and I'm very particular about them. But once they are, it's like, okay, let's move. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be perfect, but certain things just got to be like, all right, I need this space. Like we were talking about today, your house is a mess, car is a mess. It's like those things. I'm getting to the point now. I realize those things have to be good, for me to just like keep moving. And when you're just hustling, going, those things get out of whack. And you notice when those things get out of whack,
your whole life is
just like unbalanced, and you're just like, bro, what am I doing right now? This is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, you pick up on those little things. So like this time has allowed me to kind of learn a lot more about what is important, for me to just keep being able to actually go. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah, bro.
And I would agree. Like, you do need that.
Good. What's cool is that right now, linking with certain people, like we're linking with Homeboy, people want to collaborate, and the people who are on, they might not be on the same mission as us or as you, listener, but people want to help you. People want to help you.
Yes.
And it's hard because obviously you can't come in contact with people and so on and so forth, but people want to help you more than they don't want to help you if you're already doing things that they feel you can help them with.
People want to help you, but they don't want to be leached off of. There's a difference, right? It's
good point.
I can help you if you're already moving. If you're not moving, I'm not gonna come over there and push you.
What did Homeboy say today? Because last time I linked with man, he was like, yeah, you know, I was like, he'd give me some advice. He was like, yo, go do this, and this, and then when you come back, like, I'll help you again. I was all right, bet. That same night, I called him, and then we started talking. We went and got stuff done within 2 weeks, right? A bunch of business stuff we had to take care of. We saw him today, just hanging out, kicking it. He was like, I'll be honest with you, I think you're going to do it. And I'm like,
Step 2 now.
Yo, but
I can help you again.
You know what? That takes me, this is a topic that's like off topic, right? But I'm going to read you something that,
there's nothing off topic on this podcast, bro.
Yeah, right? Cause we have nothing off topic. You feel me? We do our thing. My man's Adil. Big shout out to my man Adil. Shout out Mike Koofy. Get that book. You feel me?
Right now.
Dude asked me, he said, what are 2 to 3 characteristics that are important for you? What are 2 to 3 characteristics that are important for a man to have? My answer was 1, be a man of your word.
Yeah, oh man, that is
a big one.
That is huge.
That is big. And so that goes into what I was just saying about, you know, with my mans and what he said. I said, I'm going to do it. So I did it. Right. And I'm big on that because I've grown up knowing, you know, I think all kids get promised things by parents and you're like,
Inshallah.
And you know what? That's a problem. We're going to come back to that. That is a problem, bro. Muslims got to stop saying inshallah when they really want to say no.
I'd rather hear a no.
Yeah, stop putting it on God. Just say no. Muslims need to stop saying inshallah when they actually mean no. You can't tell your kids, yeah, we'll do it inshallah, or tell your friends, yeah, I'm coming inshallah, and then you don't follow through. And you know you're not going to follow through. I know that at some point it becomes a sin to do all that, say all that, and not follow through.
Hey, I mean, I would rather be like, hey, so look, I'm busy. I can't pull up. Right. You know, I know in Suit the Calf is like when you say something, make sure you say inshallah after, but that's like when you have a good, strong notion that you're actually going to do it, right? That you put your mind to.
Not when you know you BSing. Like, oh, come on. Come on, Muslims. We gotta do better than that. You feel me? But to go back into the question, like what the answer that I gave to the question, go back and find it. I said 1, be a man of your word. 2, the ability to make a decision on your path and see it through. And I think you mentioned it earlier, like you gotta be able to do that. And this is the third one. I thought this third one it took a little time to think on it. And it was the ability to forego your nafs and exercise a sense of control.
Oh, okay.
As a man, being able to do that last one is imperative to getting people to follow you and where you're trying to go. And even for you to accomplish your goals. You know what I'm saying? So those 3 things, to be able to be a man of your word, to make a decision, and to forego your nafs and exercise self-control. I feel like those are the 3 characteristics that every man should have.
I like that.
What about you?
3 characteristics. Oh man. I mean, 1 should definitely be being truthful, right? Truthful to yourself, to your woman, just everybody around you. It's so crazy because when you tell the truth, things are so much easier, even if it's hard. Like you let people know what's going on and just be real with them. That saves you time. That saves them the headache and saves everybody from having to deal with the consequences later on. I would say definitely number 2 is what you said about your first one about being a man of your word. I mean, you should be the one that fulfills your promises, and people know that when Jibreel says something, he's going to get it done. When my man says he's going to do something, he's going to get it done. And if he doesn't get it done, he's going to kind of let me know or something crazy happened, right? Because he usually gets it done.
Consistency, like you got to know that.
And the last thing, what I would say is definitely believing in yourself, because I think it's one of those things where times are difficult and things are only going to get harder, right? Especially with COVID and just the way that the world is right now. You have to believe in yourself, even if your friends don't believe in you or anybody else. You got to believe in yourself, because you're the one that's going to push yourself, right? Every single day, you're going to have to push yourself and be a self-starter. Like, you can't wait for other people to motivate you. You can't wait for other people to come tap you on the shoulders like, hey, remember you had that good idea a few years ago? Let's go ahead and start that. That's not how it works. Like, you got to make people see it, and once they see it and they know that you believe, because if you don't have that energy, like, how are you going to sell somebody on something that you're not even sold on yourself? So those would be the top 3 characteristics that I would say.
Yeah, and so like when we talk about, you know, people want to help you, all those things matter. All those things, you, in order to have a good character of a man and for a woman, like you and people want to help you, you first have to embody what it means to be somebody that's trustworthy, someone that's about their business and trying to get things done. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, people they're not going to be able to trust you or trust your word or want to do business with you. You know what I'm saying?
You're just blowing smoke.
Yeah, exactly. No one wants to be friends with people that just talk and don't walk.
Talk is cheap.
Like me said, walk it like I talk it.
Hey.
What
we got next?
We got next? Well, I'm not just going down the list. The transition of this was horrible. Remember we were talking about earlier, right? And we do this. Like, you've done sales for a while. I've done it. And I hate it when people talk to me and they're trying to convince me of something and they say my name.
They act like, they know you?
They're like, Jibreel. Just think of it. Yo, don't say my name like that. Dude, don't say my name like you know me. I know what you're trying to do here. You're trying to get personable. This dude, so I'm talking to this guy who's a director, right? And he's directed a few like feature films, a couple of short films, whatever. And I was like, yo, like, I want to work, like, He was like, yeah, but Jibreel. He was like, no, he was like, okay, cool. But I need very dedicated people, Jibreel. And I was like, yo, dog, you've known me for like 10 minutes. Don't say my name. Like, just be like, let's keep it casual here. Don't get all intense. Like, I told you I'm down to work. Like leave it at that, bro. You don't gotta convince me. Like, we're there. We're cool. But salespeople are the worst. Mm-hmm. The salespeople are the worst, bro. They suck. Salespeople freaking suck, bro. Other thing.
Yes.
This is for all of you smaller brands, Muslim brands especially, that reach out to us and to other influencers. And this is something I really want to go into.
Okay.
I want us to really dive deep into this. Stop hitting us up to do free promotions for you if you aren't going to either do one thing. If you're not going to provide us with information, or if you're not going to give us money
or value,
yeah. So like, you get people like, we get this company that hit us up, right? And they're like, hey, we want to send you our product and you guys take pictures with it and post it. And I was like, well, your product costs $25 and you want us to take a picture with it. But like, we got people that want to pay us, you know, hundreds of dollars for ad space on our profile. Are you paying us to take this product? Why? In certain instances, it's not the case. Like, we've gotten clothes, we got hoodies, and we take it because we're like, yo, we bang with you. But when you haven't been on our radar, when we don't know you, you haven't been following us, you've set no sort of relationship with us, why are you hitting us up and thinking that sending your $30 product, your $60 product is really going to drive us to and motivate us to wait for it, get it in, take a picture, say something nice about it that probably we don't even really, have an experience, and think that's all Gucci. The game right now is you got to pay to play. If you want your product to go out, come at me like these other businesses are doing.
Yep.
If you're a small business and I don't have a lot of money, don't reach out to us. Do your work yourself. Plain and simple. Until you're able to provide value to the people that you're reaching out to and want to collaborate with, you can't do stuff for free. And that's a big problem. I'm noticing a lot of brands over the last couple of years are just, like, can you shout us out? Why? Who are you? Mm-hmm. Oh, we dropped an app. Okay. And like, are you going to give me 5 years of free membership?
Yeah, that's the value, right?
That's what I'm saying. What do I get besides your product? Because I would much rather just buy your product and not have to post about it.
And some people think like, oh, you should help out your Muslims brother and sister. That's absolutely true. But in this instance, it's not the same thing. It's like you going up to a woman that you never met before, you don't even know her name, but hey, you want to marry me? Or hey, you want to sleep with me? It's like, yo, like have a conversation with her, right? Like get to know a little bit more about her.
Take me on a date first. Make me dream a little bit. Make a gal feel special. You know what I'm saying?
People coming in for the kill, like you shoot us a DM. It's not like, hey, Asalaaamu Alakum brothers, how y'all been? How's your day? I like what y'all do. Okay, now it's starting a conversation. When I open up a DM and I'm looking, it's already three paragraphs. I'm just like, yo, what is this? And it's the first message y'all send us. Like, how it don't work like that.
Even like people don't understand what it means to like give love taps. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if I look through our conversation, like if you're messaging me and this is my first time like really reading a message you send, and it's a long message, but I see before that, like, oh, you've been liking stuff in our story from like last year, or like you've been following us, and I recognize your profile pic. I know who you guys are. I'm more likely to go in and be like, okay, like let's hear what you guys say, because we know that you guys have been around for a minute. Like I'm down to possibly listen and entertain this. But when you're only coming at us because you like the size of our audience and you think that's not how the influencer game works. You got to pay us, bro. Plain and simple. You got to pay us. And the reality is that I would rather work with a non-Muslim brand or a brand that I like that, would pay us than support a Muslim brand that just wants to get the Inshallah discount.
Yeah.
Or the, you know what I'm saying? The, what they call it? Not the Bismillah discount. The Bismillah discount. Like, nah, it don't work like that. And just because we got the same faith doesn't mean we're going to operate like that, especially if you don't bring something to the table. We're talking about friends, with your boy. He is giving us something because he feels as though in the future we might be able to help him. And that's how life is. Everything has to have some sort of residual or some sort of reciprocation in return. If he didn't feel like we were cool or that we were going to help him or bring him any value in the future, he wouldn't bang with us. He wouldn't like collaborate with us. So he feels that, hey, in the future, I might have an ask and I feel like they're going to be able to help me. That's how business works. That's how friendships work. That's how relationships work.
Two-way street. Like if you're in a relationship and all you're doing is asking, taking, it's going to be a moment where the person is going to be like, you know what? The doors have closed. Like the doors have closed and you will no longer have access to me. So before you get to that point, I would say definitely be patient and be wise in the way that you're moving. But at the same time, you can learn the art of the DM from us too.
Yes, we have an episode on all that.
Yes,
how to slide.
Go back and check it out.
Halal style.
Yes.
Speaking of halal style, what is that Muslim update on? What is that Muslim update on the Muslim app?
Yes. So what was that? So for those that I'm sure many of our listeners have heard of the Muslim Pro app and what had happened. So right now, the allegations are that the Muslim Pro app has sold our confidential information and proprietary information to the U.S. military, right? And then I've seen a lot of influencers and Muslims and organizations have gone online and told people to delete the app, right? Delete the app, cancel it and boycott. And then I saw SQ, big shout out to him. He posted online, was like, yo, we are so quick to cancel our brothers and sisters without even waiting to see what they have to say, right? Did they do it? Did they not? We haven't even heard from them yet. Yeah. All right. And then it's like, instead of standing with them, because this app has benefited me probably more than anybody has benefited me in my whole life, right?
Yeah.
It wakes me up.
You know how you Fajr prayers that they get blessings for?
This app wakes me up for Fajr. I've broken my fast on multiple Ramadans with that app. All right, that just helps me with my prayer. This helps me, like I said, more than any of my friends ever have.
The day, all
that's
stuff.
what I'm saying. So for us to be like, let's cancel them, let's get off that platform. It's like, yo, these brothers have always stood with us. They provide a service that we use on a daily, on an hourly minimum, 3 to 5 times a day. So we should stand with them until we're proven wrong. And then we heard what happened. Even if they did do that, we still got to help them during these hard times. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't going through no hard times, bro. They sold their stuff to the military. They got a chizek.
Yeah,
they are good. They figured out how to cash out.
But I would say, let's wait. I want to, please update. I want to hear more about the story. So if that is true, yes, it is.
Let's speak in hypotheticals though.
Okay.
Let's say what they did was they allegedly sold the information of their users to the government. Yeah. Right? Do you have an issue with that?
I mean, they got caught. I mean, like, it's
thing is, but was it meant to be a secret?
I really don't know, man. I mean, the thing is that what concerns me is that why does the U.S. government want that information? That's what's concerning me. You already have all of our information on social media. You already know who we are on Facebook, Instagram, but they focus on this particular app for a reason.
Bro, I know why they're doing it.
For location.
I know why Muslim Pro sold our information to the government. You guys ready?
Why?
Because they're tired of seeing Muslim argue on social media about the start of Ramadan. So they're getting all of our locations. They got everybody's emails because then the government's going to tell us, I'm telling you, this is when we're doing it. You do not follow Saudi Arabia and America. This is the time that you start.
I thought you crazy.
I promise you, that's the whole reason. And they were like, Muslim Pros like, we're tired of these arguments.
No, I mean, I have a problem with it because it's the U.S. military and they're not going to use it for any good. They don't have any good reasons to have that information. So that's the reason why I'm concerned about it. What about you?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I really don't care. And the reason is because there's multiple, like you said, I can't judge it until we know why, one. Mm-hmm. And then two, it's like, there's nothing I can do about it where it's like, personally, I don't even use Muslim Pro. I use other apps.
Does the reason even matter? If they did it, is that really khalas? We wash our hands with it, or do we have to wait on the reasoning?
I feel like you have to, as a user, if you fully support them, you should at least learn why, right? Like, why are they selling your information? But at the same time, as you said, Facebook's been selling our information for years.
We gave them permission, though.
Exactly. But we give all these apps permission. When that little notification, can we push a notification? Yes. Can we use your audio, your mic, your
terms and conditions?
Yes. If you agree to the terms and conditions and you willingly hand that over, you've agreed that no matter what they decide to do with it, you're cool with it.
Yep.
If you don't read the stuff, that's your fault. And you have to do it with every app.
Mm-hmm.
If you sign off on it, cool. That's like you gave them permission. So I feel like as consumers, we have to start taking more responsibility because you can't just say, oh, like they tricked us. They didn't trick you.
You can't play the victim game.
And unless you're vested in this app where you understand what their future goals are for it,
mm-hmm.
you can't really have any qualms over it. Mm-hmm. You can't have no hard feelings because, these people got to eat.
Mm.
And what they're doing isn't ethically wrong.
Mm.
Now, if my knowledge is not ethically wrong, because if you agreed to use the app under their terms and conditions, and when their terms and conditions is, hey, we might take this information and sell it, what's the qualm? What's the worry? So I'm not sussed about it, bro.
Right.
I'm chilling.
At least give us a heads up.
Especially because I don't use the app, so that's for y'all. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I'm interested to see how the story unfolds, and then we do want to hear what you guys think about this. So please shoot us a DM to our Instagram page, Young YOUNG and Muslim. So yeah, we want to hear from y'all.
And by the way, speaking of which, speaking about the Instagram page, mm-hmm. It is possible that our Instagram page is going to change.
Ooh.
We'll speak more about that as time goes on, but it's possible that our Instagram page name will change into the Young and Muslim Podcast or the Young Muslim Pod. We're trying to figure out what the name is going to be. But Young and Muslim is, alhamdulillah, is becoming bigger than just us two. There's other things and other adventures that we're leaning into. So,
mm-hmm.
We're trying to think ahead and be mindful of our audience and of the other projects that we're getting involved with. So, this is, I guess, is kind of like an early, warning that eventually when you look up Young and Muslim, it's not going to be our regular page. It's going to be a different page. But if you look up the Young and Muslim podcast, you will find us. Regardless, you'll get led to us at some point or another. But I figure we put that out there and let the people know because it is something that may happen in the future.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
This is one of those good inshallahs, by the way. One of those good ones.
So, talking about feeling, how do you feel about what happened with American Airlines and our sister Amani from this Muslim girl? Did you hear about that story?
Yeah, so to fill everybody in, what happened was that, actually I'll read the caption that her brother put out on, his page Muslim, talking about his sister. It says, Muslim woman was removed from American Airlines flight and arrested because a first class passenger felt uncomfortable. First class passenger was white. And that's important to note because
white male.
Yeah, that's important to note. So hold up. So I set like the downtime on my phone. I'm about to just turn it off real quick. I set the downtime on my phone and I'll explain that after we talk about this, but, yeah, it was about to shut my phone down. So Amani, who is the CEO of, Muslim Girl magazine, was arrested, was it a day ago? Was it Sunday, I believe? After she got into an altercation with a white male individual in the airport, Newark airport. And these are like other tweets from people that said, had to get off my flight because a man asked a Muslim woman to get off the plane. American airline employees followed his request and gave the woman no explanation. That's crappy. Another one. Amani 2020 was handcuffed by EWR police officials because she refused to take her hijab off during processing. Muslim women should not have to endure such humiliation because they hold firm to their religious beliefs. Do better. Then there's a couple of videos of her like getting arrested, and she came out and said that the last 6 hours of my life have been draining and traumatizing. Or actually before I go that, I'll just read the caption. American Airlines deboards flight and has Muslim woman arrested after a white male first class passenger felt uncomfortable. Muslim American congregational, candidate and founder of Muslim Girl, Amani Al-Khattabi, sorry if I butcher your last name, was harassed by a white male passenger in first class upon boarding her flight. The same passenger then reports Amani, claiming he felt uncomfortable. The police had Amani handcuffed to a bench for 6 hours because she refused to remove her headscarf as it can be used as a weapon. That is BS. Yeah. Rather than speaking to both parties, the airlines arrested her, and CARE New Jersey is now taking charge of the case against the airlines of Al-Khattab's behalf. Shout out to CARE.
Big shout out.
CARE, they are, a group of lawyers who fight on behalf of Muslim Americans. And then Amani, posted on Twitter, the last 6 hours of my life have been draining and traumatizing. Today I've been arrested for the first time because a man that insisted he was first class felt entitled to blow past me at TSA security, then have me removed from my American airline flight because he felt uncomfortable.
Wow.
Just so y'all know, when I reportedly asserted my constitutional right to keep my hijab on under arrest, I heard one cop ask another, didn't we have to deal with this with the sick guy the other day? When you stand up for yourself and your rights, you do so for everyone after you. So this is bigger than just us as Muslims. This is about protecting our rights as human beings and as Americans in this country.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And what I got from it, bro, was I had someone ask me how I felt about it. And at the time I hadn't watched a lot of the stuff. I hadn't read too much. I like saw it, but I wasn't like focused on it. And he had, his opinion on it. And I felt after watching, I said, no, I'm 100% on her side. Because if that was my sister or if that was me, You know what I'm saying? If that was anybody, that's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we have to stop trying to accept that people are going to feel we have to stop accepting people being uncomfortable and then feeling some type of way towards us, and us kind of like, you know, like
as Muslims.
Yeah, as Muslims, as black people, as Muslims, as people who are sometimes in the light of other people's uncomfortability. You know what I'm saying? We can't change ourselves to make other people feel comfortable. And the fact this man says he feels uncomfortable, first off, you a batty boy. You're a batty boy for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like have some respect. And that's something that he got from this president, like not having respect for women.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Point.
Like you said, it makes people feel emboldened. Like, bro, he's acting that way because he feels as though he can. And in this country, it's been deemed okay to act in that nature towards a woman, which I think is just wild, bro. So that's why we're like, yo, men got to do better. We mean all of them.
Yes.
Yeah, I stand with Imani. I feel very sorry that she had to go through that. I think it's a major inconvenience when you see a whole flight of people having to leave because one person feels uncomfortable.
The whole flight.
Yeah. I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, what I was saying was that, I mean, the American Airlines crew should at least ask the guy some more questions, like, hey, what happened? What did she do? Like, hey, it's like, maybe we'll tell her to come and apologize. They're like, okay. As soon as the Caucasian male says something, they were like, yes, boss, and got straight to it. You know what I'm saying? And that hurts because, like you said, at the end of the day, it's a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, I know that sadly when you get arrested, you have to take off your headscarf to take photos and stuff like that.
That's crazy though. That's crazy.
No, you have to. So I commend Imani for standing up for herself and exercising her constitutional right and not backing down. So big props to you, sis, because a lot of people have been like, you know, let's do what you got to do, which I don't fault you for that, but I am proud of you for doing that. I wish that maybe somebody else in the airline could have been more aggressive and stood up for her, whether it's with the camera or with their voice, but you know, you can only ask for so much as well.
It's rough. It's also rough because, you know, one of the things I heard was like, oh, like, she shouldn't be so loud and she needs to like chill back. And in some ways, we see both sides of where it's like, oh, come on, like, let's just chill, like, you know, just get on your flight and just keep it moving, right? And I feel like there's times where that's okay, where you can just say, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this. I want to get on my flight. I want to just get where I'm trying to get and be done with this. But there comes a time where you can't just let somebody disrespect you and talk to you any sort of way, especially when you are someone who's already in the headlights of being a minority. Yeah. Of being a Muslim woman, you're a minority. Black Muslim man, minority. Like whatever, if you are a white man in this country, and they treat you some type of way, you gotta speak out against it, because it's like, bro, you're not just gonna come here and tell me I'm making you feel uncomfortable when you're the one in the wrong. And this man, they evacuated a whole plane for this guy. So we're done. We're done trying to make you guys feel comfortable because you want everything your way. It don't work like that no more. That world that you think you living in is done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of BS like that going on in this country and in this world, but we can't sit here and just let it slide. You feel me?
At all. So if y'all get a chance to definitely shoot her DM and check up on her and make sure that she's good. So definitely, wishing you the best, and you gonna be alright, sis. And we got you. Don't worry.
All right. So if anybody already knows our story, you guys already know we went to Virginia Wesleyan College, the Marlins.
Baby Marlins.
The baby are those baby Marlins? Bro,
inside joke.
You know how big a Marlin is?
And I whispered, hey, bro, come here. Are those baby Marlins?
Are those baby Marlins? Yeah, dude is obviously not his A game that day. Obviously not the A game. But Virginia Wesleyan is under some scrutiny and heat because of their response to the Black Lives Matter movement and the lopsided nature of how African Americans in this country are treated and their response to it. So a lot of students within the school felt that they needed to respond better to it. And under a particular post, I can't remember exactly which one, they were deleting the comments of people who were calling out Virginia Weston for not speaking on
certain matters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were deleting the comments. It's so dumb with them. Right. But it stirred up a lot of outrage from students and people on the social media platform. I believe it's Facebook. And so then it became this big thing in the news. Now they're under a lot of scrutiny. They're asking for the CEO of the school, the dean of the school, the president of the school, to step down, because we as students, as alumni, don't want someone like that at our school. Mm-hmm. And I have my own opinion on it, and I'm just giving, like the facts of like how people have responded. Mm-hmm. What do you think about the situation? And do you feel that people are right to ask the school to speak out on things like that?
I think, so just rewinding to what you said earlier, when the whole Black Lives Matter movement was going on, I didn't expect every school or business or, entity to talk about and condemn racism like you were saying earlier. That's just, some people they're just operating businesses, right? And that's what they do. I think where they really messed up was when the alumni was expressing their concerns and how they felt and how they've been treated. And instead of addressing that and listening, because people were vulnerable, they smacked us in the face and deleted all of our comments. Yeah. Like basically like, we don't care what you got to say.
Yeah, that's messed up.
That's messed up. We don't care what you got to say. Our school is good. We're squeaky clean and we don't want to ruin our image. And then that's not what you're supposed to do, right? And then after that, I think they gave out a statement, but it was
like cookie cutter,
half baked. You know what I'm saying? That's what really messed them up, because people, they want you to be honest. Yeah. Even if you're like, hey, we have no response, or like, hey, we're trying to work better, but you're saying stuff like we're diverse and inclusive. It was something. They were better off not saying anything, all right? And the response they gave was pretty bad. So they were under fire for that, and then things chilled down a little bit. And then they were asking for the president stepped down. I guess he said he wasn't going to, so I guess people just left. I'm not leaving. Yeah. So people just left it at that. And then, something happened a few days ago actually, with one of our professors and good friends of ours, business. I'm not going to drop his name because I think that's just something.
It's all over the news.
It's all over the news now.
Professor Ewell, sorry, dog.
Professor and the dean of the students, right? He talks a lot about business and supply chain and how to kind of be good business partners and kind of stick together. Like he talks a lot, man.
Yeah. He's a good person.
Yeah.
And long story short, he went on Facebook and was like, if you support, hold on, let me find the tweet.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to freestyle it.
Exactly.
I'm going to find this joint.
Isn't something you go off the dome.
Yeah, I'm going to freestyle it. I'm not going to freestyle it. So he said on Facebook, where's it at? Oh, here we go. He said, please help me with something. If you voted for Joe Biden, please unfriend me. Or reply that you are a Democrat and I will unfriend you. If you were ignorant, anti-American, and anti-Christian enough to vote for Biden, I really don't want to be your social friend on social media. I wouldn't hang out with you in real life. I don't want to hang out with you virtually either.
My God.
You have corrupted the election. You have corrupted our youth. You have corrupted our country. I have standards and you don't meet them. Please remove yourself. I'm not gonna lie. Reading it over a second time, the joint is hilarious.
It escalated real quick.
It escalated really quick, bro.
But it was crazy because he posted that, and people were just like, yo, what's going on with him? And then what really fueled the fire is when Trump retweeted him and said progress.
Oh yeah. When
everybody
Trump
was like, enough.
Yeah, everybody was like, yo, nah, you got to go. But here's the thing. If he has said something on the opposite end, right? Let's say it was reversed and he said something about Trump and Joe Biden retweeted, no one would say anything.
I can't make that call.
I don't think anybody, my opinion, no one would say anything. Am I right or am I wrong? If he had said about Bernie, it was a Bernie supporter and he had said that about Joe Biden, or if he had said that about someone else or Trump, no one would say anything. we can't have double standards. You can't say, oh, like, you can't, you know, Trump supporters always condemning people and saying da-da-da. But, bro, people are doing the same thing to Trump supporters, and I don't think it's right on either end.
I mean, as Muslims, we know wrong is wrong. At the end of the day, injustice is injustice, and what our professor did just wasn't right.
100%.
Flat out.
100%.
And if somebody did it on the other side, like Jibreel said, they would be seen as a hero because they came at Trump and the president, and they brought down the beast, but really that makes you just as bad as them. You know what I'm saying? And our prophet, peace and praise be upon him, would not do something like that. But in the day when I saw all that, it just hurt me because that's somebody that I considered, you know, a good friend, and I'm sure he's a good person. But I told Jibreel this, it's a life lesson for all of us. If you're angry and you feel like you're about to just want to strangle somebody, step away from the computer, step away from your phone, go take a nap, go take a shower, go play some ball, like, go talk to somebody, man. You can get on the phone and talk with your friend and talk a whole bunch of shit, you know, but don't put anything on the internet. Like, social media,
'cause it is there.
Social media is the new newspaper. Once it goes out on there, it is in the cloud and stored forever. And he was getting paid decent, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was getting taken. Bro, it's not even about he was taking care of his family, and he liked what he did. Like, he truly enjoyed what he did.
Bro, it's about your reputation at that point. Forget the money, forget like all that stuff. It's about your reputation. That's forever going to be on his
wherever he
goes. It's a scarlet letter for you. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks because, like I was telling a friend earlier, like, yo, this was one of my favorite professors. He was cool with us, and to see people online like, oh, he's racist, he's this, he's that. I'm like, okay, cool. I believe that every person has a hint of prejudice, and in this country, every white person, because of the privilege they've had to not have to experience certain things in this country, they have a certain degree of racism that they've benefited from, that for them, they don't care if it stays or goes. That doesn't mean that they're racist. It's, explicitly racist, but it does mean that they benefit from it and they don't really have to speak out against it. Right? So they might be cool with us and things like that, but something in them is just like, no, I know this and I'm cool with this, and like, why you guys have a problem with this? Like, you guys should be cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they just don't understand it. So, people saying, oh, like, he's a racist. I'm like, yo, like, when we had his class, when I was cool with him for 3 years while I was there, even afterwards, when I would go and talk to him, and like, we were, you know, he was like my mentor. One, never got a hint of like racism out. Never got a hint that he looked at me lesser. If anything, he loved me. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a student mentor sort of way, he loved having us around, invite us to his office, like, have us around his wife, and like real conversation. And so I think, as I said before, we're in a weird state where things are polarized. And it's like, as soon as someone says they support this, or they're with this or against this, automatically it's like, oh, I don't like you, I don't agree with that, you're racist. Or, I don't like that, I don't agree with it, you're a communist, right? We have to be able to sit back, look at something, and like you said this before he even responded, it looks like he said that out of anger. For someone that's known him like yourself, we've seen not all sides of him, but we've seen a good portion of how he is, and that doesn't sound like someone who would just talk out of like normal conversation. That's a place of anger. This is right after an election, a very emotional election, an emotional election. Imagine if Trump had won, how many people would have said things like that or worse. And sometimes we got to really put ourselves in that position where we can look at both sides. Now, you might disagree with me. You might say, yo, that what he said is wrong. I don't knock that. And I don't agree that what he should have said should have been said. But I think coming from a place of empathy and understanding is important, especially as Muslims. You really got to take your time to say, why would someone say that? Who has that sort of position? And just lost his job because of it. Why? Well, he was very emotional, and like you said, he should have stopped, walked away before Twitter fingers. Isn't it crazy? You typing something gets you fired. That's what, bro. I deleted Twitter and Facebook
it's like
I'm done.
You would think that, you know, your reputation would go bad if you hit somebody, if you hurt somebody, if you went out there and stole something, if you lied. But literally, it was 160 characters that he put out there, and now, whether he goes inside the church,
Trump screwed him.
Whether he goes inside the church, whether he goes to the grocery store, like, he's not going to be known as a profound professor anymore, which kind of really, really does suck. He's not going to be known as the person that kind of helped elevate the business department at Virginia Wesleyan University. He's going to be seen as the angry, grumpy guy that snapped out on the world after Trump lost.
My God, man, you bro, you are a low A-class hype man. I'm not gonna see him like, oh my God, there he is. The Trump guy. Like, come on, bro, really? It goes into your legacy. I tell you one thing, dog. You know how to put words together and hype some stuff. Oh my God,
I am Egyptian.
You're just gonna be like, may Allah be with you, my friend. You had so much potential. You could have done so many things. You helped so many of us. But look what you did. We were counting on you. Like, come on, Mo. Really? Is that how you feel, dog? We were counting on you to be influence. Like, come on, dog. Like, yo, I love the guy and everything, but not that much. Man.
Oh, man.
But, yo, I'm not gonna lie. It feels good to be back.
All right.
It feels good to be back here with you,
sure,
with the audience, with the people. It feels good to really be back, you know, to get back into grinding the gears and advancing this podcast. I feel like we have so many more gears to go. You guys have been here for the long haul, or if you're brand new, shout out to you. If you've been here, shout out to you. If you're on the YouTube, if you're on any of the listening platforms, shout out to you guys. If you're parents, if your kids that are parents, or if your kids that have parents, you know, shout out to you guys. Or if your kids that have no parents, or if your parents that have no parents, you know, we love all y'all and we thank all y'all, cause this journey into what's almost 3 years now has been great. And this break, being able to take a break like this and having people hit us up like, yo, like, hurry up and come back. It feels good because it lets us know, as Mohamed said, that you guys want to listen to this. You guys get value out of this. You guys get solace out of this and comfort. And it's a conversation starter. To know that people are watching this and then send this to their friends is crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you. We always gonna appreciate you. And I know sometimes it comes off as like emotional and corny or whatever, but we can never overstate how much you guys help us to keep doing this work and help other Muslims get on the map, help put other people in a place where they can tell their truths and their stories so that you guys can learn and benefit. So much love, and we appreciate you guys. Episode 106 was Gucci.
And I second that. Hey, please go ahead, man. Leave us a 5-star review if y'all really bang with us. Man, we're here for the long haul. You know, our goal is not to go anywhere. And as we move up, we're bringing y'all with us. It is the Young and Muslim fam, the hottest
and we fam
podcast out there. Joe Rogan and Joe Budden, we coming for y'all.
Son.
Babrillo.
Mohamed.
About that time.
You already know.
Wrap it up.
So, if you guys want to see these beautiful faces, make sure you guys go and subscribe to us on YouTube, the Young and Muslim Podcast. You can find us on social media. That's Instagram or Twitter, Young, Y-O-U-N-G, the letter N, Muslim. Again, that may change in the future. We will let you guys know. Keep listening to find out what happens next.
Yes.
But Mohamed, if people want to listen on the go, as a lot of them probably are right now, but if they're watching this on YouTube or they're looking at us on Instagram or whatever, where can they go to listen to us?
Yeah, so to listen to the episode, go on all the major streaming platforms. It is Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio. I mean, alhamdulillah, we are being featured on more platforms now. You know, we just diversifying in there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We diversified our investment.
Yes. We all over the place. So please, wherever you listen, leave us a nice little review, 5 stars, like, comment. Let us know that you're here. Don't be a ghost follower. You feel me?
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out.
And make sure you send this off to your peoples. Hang around while you guys are in quarantine. Go through the catalog. We got much more stuff on the way, as what we said before, inshallah. And we mean that. So let's get out of here.
Let's go, baby.
So for the last hour and 50 odd minutes.
Ooh.
You guys have been listening to the young, or it's like an hour and 40 something because we had to take a break. For the last hour and 40 something, between 50 something minutes, you guys have been listening to the Young and Muscle podcast. I'm Jibreel Salam.
Mohamed Hassan.
And we leave you with the greetings of peace.
Asalaaamu
Alakum.
Peace out.